Hey everyone, this is El Snowman, and today we have a little tutorial on directional arrow. Now it seems like this topic has been beaten to death a little bit recently, but I've noticed no one really explains how to do it, funny enough. So I've gotten a few requests to make a video on the topic, and I think I have some tips that can really accelerate the speed at which you learn directional arrow. Now before I get into the tutorial, I want to mention that like almost all skills in Rocket League, there is a prerequisite that'll make learning this skill much easier. You should be comfortable flying through rings maps facing the backside of your car as well as both sides. It helps tremendously in understanding how your stick input will affect the car during the air rolling. Alright, now with that out of the way, let's get into the tutorial. To start off, there are two basic moves that will serve as a stable base for your directional air roll flying. Those moves are the tornado spin and reverse tornado spin. For those of you unaware of the tornado spin, I'll explain it briefly. When holding down a directional air roll button, if you push your stick in the opposite direction, you will be tornado spinning. Now, if you push the stick in the same direction as your directional air roll, you will be reverse tornado spinning. That's it. So, for example, I use air roll left. If I push my stick to the right, then I will be tornado spinning. Tornado spins are the sort of default for directional air roll. If you aren't changing direction, you should be tornado spinning or reverse tornado spinning. In the beginning, you should never do nothing with the stick when using your directional air roll. When in doubt, tornado spin it out. I would also recommend that you try to use both reverse and regular tornado spins equally, as they are both very important. Now, for the next step, changing direction. To change direction when using directional air roll, you have to push the stick up and down whenever needed. This is where the prerequisite of upside down flying helps. If you want to go in a certain direction, say to the right, you'd wait until the car rotates and the hood or the wheels face the right side. You then push the stick either up or down to make the nose of the car point in the direction you want to go. During one full rotation, there will be 2 points in which you have the opportunity to make the car face the direction you want to go. If that was a little confusing, I'll try to give another tip to help you visualize. If you're holding the directional air roll and freeze the car at any point while it's rotating, try to think whether pushing the stick up will move the nose towards the direction you want to go, or if pushing the stick down will do that for you. I'll go off script here for a live demonstration of what I mean. Alright, so if I'm just spinning right here, not touching any controls, and let's say I want to go to the right. I'll pause right here, and if we look at this, I can pull my stick down to pull my nose towards the right side. So if I do that right there, now I'm facing a little more this way. And then if I wait until it rotates a little further, now the wheels are facing that direction and I can push my stick up to make it go that way. So if I'm sitting here and rotating, I wait until the back faces and the front faces and the back and the front, and now I can go to the right. And I can keep doing that. If I want to go to the left, I can pull back, forward, back, and I can kind of go to the left there. Now it's a little weird doing this when I'm trying to talk about it, but it feels a lot more intuitive when you practice it. So as you do your tornado spins and you're kind of going around, you notice that kind of at all points there's a direction you can push the stick to go the way you want to go. So let's say I want to go to the right. I can wait until my car's facing like this, and I'm already pushing my stick to the right for the tornado spins, so it's going to sort of go that way already, and I can kind of spin my stick in a circle depending on where I am in my rotation. Now that's pretty confusing, I bet, but you start to get the feel of it. Like every time I come around, I can just push my stick down. See, I can just keep going to the right. I can focus my stick on the entire right side of the joystick, never going into the left hemisphere, and I can change direction any which way I want. So you can just tornado spin, or you can do it with reverse tornado spin. I'm not very good with reverse tornado spin yet. I need to work on that. And even really just in any quadrant, you can go any direction you want. So this is just because I'm rotating to the right here. I'm just tornado spinning, and if I want to go in any direction, I wait until the bottom of the car faces and I push down. And I push down again, and I push down. I push my nose down, I can just keep adjusting whichever way I want to go. So say I want to go to the left, I'm using the top right quadrant, I can push down, and go that way. Or I can wait until it faces the right side and push down, and keep going to the right. And the same is for the bottom, so I can pull the hood of my car back, pull the nose back like this, and while I'm rotating, I can just wait until my car faces that direction and pull back again, and pull back. And once you start doing this, you start to really get the feel of how you can change direction. And once you get to this point, it's self-explanatory, and you can start just practicing staying in the air. At first, this is how I practice. I'd switch between tornado spins and reverse tornado spins, and that helps keep your nose pointed in the same direction. So instead of spinning like this, where half the time you're facing forward and half the time you're sort of facing backwards, which kills your speed, you can keep your nose pointed in the same direction the entire time. Half tornado spin, half reverse tornado spin every rotation. If you check out Paps on YouTube, I fully recommend watching all of his air roll videos. He mentions this as well. I watched his videos to learn. I'm about 2 weeks into using air roll right now, or directional air roll. As you can see, I'm probably not perfect, but I think I made pretty quick progress. And once you start messing around, it really does become pretty intuitive. I'd say use the Rings 3 map and try to get a sub 5-minute time. That's where I'm at right now. I think my record is 4 minutes and 16 seconds using air roll left. It took probably a couple days to finish it, and getting through the yellow ring arc was pretty difficult in the beginning. Don't give up, because I thought about giving up a few times, because it really is difficult in the beginning, but you'll start seeing some major progress if you keep trying. I think that's mostly everything. I'll do a quick run through the Rings 3 map just to showcase what you can do, and where I'm at. I probably won't do too hot, but here we go. Great start. Yeah, alright. So you can use also another tip, you can use tornado spin to slow yourself down. So say I'm going through here really fast, if I just start tornado spinning, it slows you down and gives you more control if you boost, because right here you can see that my car faces in the backwards direction during half of the rotations, like I mentioned a little bit earlier. So that's a really good tip. It keeps you stabilized, and it's really nice. Even through here I can just tornado spin pretty easily to get through, or I can do the half tornado spin, half reverse tornado spin to keep my nose pointed in one direction. And that really helps with ball control as well. You don't want to be tornado spinning constantly. If you want to keep up with the ball and you want to keep making contact, you can keep doing this half reverse tornado spin, half regular tornado spin to keep your nose on the ball. Alright, should probably stop talking so much. There's not really much else to tornado spinning than that. You'll find in the beginning it is really difficult to change direction even mildly, but over time you can kind of just go in free play, and whatever direction you're having trouble with facing, you can try to just keep facing that direction in free play while spinning around in the air, and that practice will be alright. Oh, almost messed up there. And yeah, just keep practicing this. I mean, there's not really much to it. I'd recommend getting in as early as you can to practice this in matches, because you don't want to lag behind. There's two aspects. There's your overall aerial control of your car, and then there's what you can do with the ball using your car control, and you don't want one to lag behind the other. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't really paying attention here, so I'm probably going to mess up these first couple rings, but yep, I knew it. You mess up one and then you start messing up all of them because you lose all your momentum. Here, I'll just do it normally. Alright, that was intense concentration mode. We're not going to be making great time because I'm not really paying too much attention. I probably should be, because because this is a demonstration, but yeah, we'll see. I always hate this red ring right here because it makes it difficult to kind of get to that next yellow ring and kind of have too much momentum going. You'll see, like I said earlier, I'm not perfect at this. I've been only doing this for about 2 weeks now, so I still have a few blackout moments here and there. Let's see. Yeah, you'll also find that when you're doing tornado spins in the beginning, if you go anything less than completely vertical, you're going to kind of lose control. And over time, you can kind of start your tornado spins more horizontal and recover into a vertical position. You'll get a lot of blackout moments where you're kind of tornado spinning horizontally and lose control of your car. And if you can get good enough, then you'll be able to recover from your nose pointing down on the ground during tornado spins and getting it pointed all the way up, which is kind of my next step. Also, I've been practicing a lot, so my use of the controls, I'm not going to be throwing the stick everywhere like I said you should do in the beginning, and that's just because I've learned which movements were excess and which movements were actually needed, and I always think it's better to overdo it than to underdo it, because if you don't test your limits, you're not going to know what your limits are, and if you don't know what your limits are, you're going to have a lot of trouble once you start getting comfortable, and you don't want to test those limits once you start getting comfortable because you're afraid you're going to start playing bad or you're going to be making mistakes. You want to test those limits early, figure out what you can do with where you push the stick and how it affects your car, and then you can start cutting out the excess, getting rid of the fat. Oh geez. Okay, so sometimes I've noticed you can go through these rings and then skim the left side of this ring and get through without any penalty, but that only happens occasionally, so I don't know if I can do that again. Okay, I think I went through that one, but that's whatever. Yeah, and I'm not really paying too much attention, so I'm going to be making tons of mistakes, but it's good to see mistakes. That's how I learn. It's nice for me to see people's progress instead of just end result, because it helps keep me motivated. It lets me know that other people just aren't, immediately good at what they're doing, and that, I'm just a horrible player. So that's why I really also liked Pap's videos, is he showed it from the very first day he started using air roll. And I watched that video a ton of times, watched his first run through the rings a ton of times, or the first one he actually posted on YouTube. And unfortunately I don't have, those early days, the first basically couple weeks of me doing this. This is my first time recording something on it, so you're already seeing a lot of progress here. But yeah, I promise you keep practicing. You're gonna get to this level pretty quickly. I mean, it's not the most difficult thing. It can be sometimes, kind of discouraging in the beginning, like I said, but you just keep practicing and yeah, you'll be fine. Also, yeah, you should practice a lot of stupid stuff because, like I said, test your limits, get comfortable with your limits, and you'll make really quick progress. Like right here, I basically tornado spin up to the ceiling instead of using regular air roll. Yeah, so just practice that stuff, you should be good. Alright, I think that should be the end of the video. I know I kind of went off script. It was kind of professional in the beginning, and I kind of just started messing around and talking, but that should be a good enough intro to air roll to get you playing with it. So thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, I apologize for how long this has been, but good luck, and I'll see you next time.